He represents America's greatest ally in the Middle East, and Israel's ambassador to the UN was detained by security on Tuesday after protesting a speech by the president of Iran, the world's leading sponsor of terror.
Ambassador Gilad Erdan was with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu as he met with President Biden yesterday, their first meeting since Netanyahu took office last December.
Ambassador joins us right now. Ambassador, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
We only saw this, you being dragged off. What led to you holding up that sign? What was the response from the security?
Well, we have to remember that this week we commemorated 1 year to the brutal murder of Mahsa Amini that sparked, protests all across Iran.
Just a woman didn't have the right hijab on.
Properly. It wasn't put properly on her head.
And they killed her.
Yeah, and we saw here on the streets of New York many Iranians protesting, and the UN that was founded in order to prevent atrocities and to give voice to all these people who are oppressed is giving, the red carpet treatment to a mass murderer, President Raisi, the Butcher of Tehran, who is responsible not only for the nuclear race of Iran, but to the human rights violations within his country. So I thought many ambassadors would join me. Unfortunately, I was the only one holding the sign, to draw the attention to this murderer that he came on the podium getting so much respect.
Applause.
And suddenly I was dragged forcefully by the UN's security police outside of the General Assembly. I was detained for a couple of minutes, and then they realized that they cannot hold an ambassador, any ambassador.
Well, Ambassador, we have seen many people leave, the General Assembly as a protest when somebody getting up to speak, I don't like that guy, I'm going to walk out. That happens all the time. But we never see this happen where you were actually detained. Some conspiracy people are going, it has to do with that sign, but it didn't. They didn't give you any reason for getting carted off.
No, they didn't. And I saw in the past many times ambassadors holding some signs to support Ukraine. But we all know Israel is facing a strong bias against it at the UN.
You think?
The numbers are telling the story. I mean, 70% of the UN's condemnations every year are against Israel, more than against Syria, North Korea, Russia combined. So, I mean, if this fact doesn't scream anti-Semitism, I don't know what is.
Ambassador, you were with Benjamin Netanyahu when he met with Joe Biden yesterday. Tell us about that meeting.
Well, it was a very important meeting. It was a warm meeting. It was so warm that, after the photo op, we were all left outside because it was conducted one-on-one, more than 1 hour, and the president invited Prime Minister Netanyahu also to visit the White House later this year. I was frustrated because I thought this meeting was supposed to be held long time ago.
It's the longest any president has waited to meet with an Israeli prime minister.
Yeah, and we didn't understand why, and we are your closest
because
ally.
Because he's trying to kiss up to Iran, that's why.
Well, I'm limited as an ambassador with what I can say, but for sure the issues that were discussed were very important. First of all, how to prevent a nuclear Iran, how to block Iran's malign activities in our region, and mostly, of course, and we saw the important interview of MBS on Fox, how to make this historic peace agreement with closest than it ever was, and it's going to be, if achieved, that will definitely end the Israeli-Arab conflict, and it's going to create a domino effect because Saudi Arabia has this unique status of the protector of the holiest site of Islam. So we are happy to see the constructive approach of the Crown Prince, MBS. And we're very hopeful that it will end, but we can't give too many details because we don't want to, destroy the chances that this peace will be achieved.
Is the relationship between the U.S. and Israel still strong with this administration's leadership?
Look, obviously, we have some disagreement. I'm not going to say that we don't. I mean, they wanted to rejoin the old deal with Iran, the JCPOA. We thought, and we still think it's a grave mistake. We have some issues and disagreements with the administration in regards to the Palestinians and how President Abbas, just recently he distorted the Holocaust, almost blamed the Jews for the Holocaust. He continues to pay terrorists who are killing Jews, incite terrorism, glorify terrorists, and instead we see almost every week criticism mostly against Israel. So, of course, we have some disagreements, but we still respect the administration. We're grateful for many things that they are doing to support us. I'm working closely here with Linda Thomas-Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, who is helping me a lot to block anti-Israeli initiatives. So, yes, also, within the family, there are some disagreements, but we are always a family.
It's a very diplomatic answer, but that's your line of work. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.